We always talk about Superman and Batman, but what about Wonder Woman? She never gets in the limelight, does she? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Don't forget to support the industry that brings us these great books by buying them online or at your local comic book store. For this particular episode, guys, we brought in a voice actress to voice over most of the women's lines. So please be nice in the comments, and I'm making you aware of it before we move forward. If this is the kind of thing you enjoy, we might do it again. Apollo, the god of the sun, steps out into the balcony of a high-rise with 3 women standing there. How could you afford this? It's my job. It calls for me to be on top of the world. What is your job? I guess you could say that I'm the son of a king. So you're going to be king one day? That's not a bad idea. But my father doesn't appreciate faithfulness, and he's missing right now. He then rolls his sleeves up as he approaches the girls that aren't even listening anymore, and they exclaim that they can see for miles, and he laughs. Miles? You can see forever. And he grabs them and power begins to flow through them. Meanwhile, a figure draped in a robe walks into a barn, brandishing a scythe and slices off the head of a horse, allowing something to crawl out of its neck. And in the house nearby, the messenger of the gods appears to a woman wearing nothing but her underwear. Zola, you must come with me. Assassins are coming for you. She raises a rifle to his head.
Get out of my house!
Only to have an arrow lodge into his chest as 2 centaurs come crashing through the building. Realizing he's about to fail in his mission, Hermes throws her a key. Zola, take this! And it warps her away and into the bedroom of Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, the princess of the Amazons. As Zola approaches the bed, Wonder Woman reaches out and grabs her by the throat.
What do you think you're doing here?
This key, it was given to me and it warped me here.
So Wonder Woman gets up and puts her clothes on, and then she grabs her weapons, and then walks back to Zola.
Give me your hand and the key, and stay close.
Zola complies, and the 2 of them warp right back to the cabin. Diana finds herself battling against one of the centaurs immediately as Zola runs into the cornfield with the other one chasing her. She quickly headbutts the first one, rolling over his body, taking his own sword, and then throwing it at the other centaur, cutting off its arm. She then uses her lasso on Zola, pulling her back to her.
I told you to stay close.
The 2 centaurs run off as Hermes walks out with arrows in his stomach and his leg. You need to get the girl to the ends of the earth, Diana. Hermes! She cries out for Hermes as she runs to his side. It's Zola. She's pregnant with Zeus's child. Back on the high-rise, Apollo has imbued the girls with the future and prophecies, and he asks, where is our father, Zeus? The girls reply with, one of his children will murder another and take their place. It's what he wants. Oh, dear old dad. It makes sense. Where is this child? It doesn't exist yet. Interesting, Apollo says, as he becomes the raging sun, burning the 3 girls up before rising into the sky, bringing the morning to the world. Diana brings Hermes to the island of her people, the Amazons. She can think of no better place to protect the young girl and help Hermes heal. They all then get a room while Diana explains to her mother the situation, and Hermes explains Wonder Woman's origins to Zola. Wonder Woman is the daughter of the Queen of the Amazons, but she is also a miracle. Her mother went to the ocean one day after learning that she couldn't have a child, and she made one out of clay. She then prayed to the gods, and they gifted her with Diana. But the story is interrupted by an attack on the island by Strife, the god of discord. She has arrived, and right now she's a giant individual. After messing with a few of the Amazons by turning them on themselves, Diana shows up and demands to know what Strife wants.
I came to see you, little sister.
Strife explains that Wonder Woman's father is Zeus, and he lay with her mother. And the Queen of the Amazons explains that she needed to come up with an excuse because any child of Zeus would be a target for Hera, the Queen of the Gods. Diana felt like a fool. How could her mother lie to her? Her of all people! So she stormed to the beach and told everyone that she was leaving for good and she wouldn't be returning this time. Hermes and Zola both left with her. They all went to London, where Diana was listening to some music and Hermes and Zola all drank. Diana doesn't know what to do with this news, but Strife arrives and decides that it's time to celebrate.
It's all about family.
But Diana ignores her, so Strife walks back over to Hermes and Zola and orders a glass of wine. I wouldn't trifle with the Amazon now, Strife, not after what you did.
I only exposed the truth, Hermes.
Let's not kid around. Hera will get her pound of flesh for this. And that's when Diana walks over and grabs Strife's hand and shoves a broken wine glass through it.
To me, family is our pound of flesh to protect, while you just showed me what family means to you.
Strife licks the blood from her hand and leaves the bar. But back on the island of the Amazons, Diana is not the only one who just found out that her father was Zeus. Hera, the queen of the gods, is not happy that the queen of the Amazons played everyone for a fool. In a crack of lightning, she descends on the island and stands there in the rain in her cloak waiting. The queen of the Amazons walks out into the storm to approach Hera, and she bows her head to her, which just makes Hera madder.
Respect now? After what you've done?
But the Amazon warriors, regardless of their queen telling them to back off, have surrounded Hera. We will protect our queen to our deaths, Alexa, the lead warrior, states.
They have disobeyed me.
And that's when the queen of the Amazons bends a knee to Hera.
I beg for your forgiveness.
And the Amazon warriors all raise their bows. Hera raises a battle axe to her neck, and then stops, kneels down to her.
I wish I could.
Diana, Hermes, and Zola all get a hotel room where Diana really thinks this over. Her mother was well-intentioned. She was trying to save her daughter. So she asks for Hermes to trade her sword and shield for his teleporting staff, temporarily. And she warps back to the island of the Amazons. But what she finds upsets her to the core. Every Amazon has been changed into a snake, and as she approaches the center of the square, she sees her mother is now made of clay. With tears running down her face, she falls to her knees, telling her mother that the only thing she ever wanted was to be made of her blood and not of clay. And now, all she can ask for is forgiveness. The next day, Diana is discussing with Zola and Hermes how she needs to find a way to get her revenge on Hera. But she can't bring Zola and Hermes in. One is injured and the other is pregnant. So she orders them tomatoes for breakfast, and both Zola and Hermes look at it as the oddest breakfast that they've ever eaten. When up walks a man named Lennox. He explains that with Zeus gone, the guards are going to start carving each other up for the throne. Oh, and he's Diana's older brother, another son of Zeus. He has a plan to protect his new baby sibling. He walks with Hermes to a tunnel underneath the city, while Wonder Woman goes for a walk with Zola to the London Bridge, where she meets with Poseidon, the god of the sea. He sniffs her and he can smell Zeus's bloodline. His blood no longer holds water. You would be wise to get out of my way. My brother Zeus was a monster. And now that the heavens are without a lord, I intend to take my place as the king of the heavens. Meanwhile, Lennox is opening the gates to hell to speak to Hades himself. But back with Wonder Woman, she informs Poseidon that Hera is taking the heavens for herself without her husband there to stop her. Poseidon is furious. She does! He grabs Wonder Woman with his tentacles and he begins to battle with her, telling her that without a king, a queen has nothing. But Wonder Woman fights back hard. She has nothing to lose right now. Meanwhile, Lennox has been explaining the same thing to Hades, and the two of them begin to leave the tunnels with Lennox telling Hades he just wants a light. Wonder Woman finds herself fighting off Poseidon's tentacles coming at her from everywhere, and then she remembers Zola is also on the bridge. So she manages to jump up there, fight off some centaurs, and then jump back down, continuing the fight against Poseidon. Lennox and Hades come out of the tunnel right in front of Wonder Woman and Poseidon. Good, the gang's all here. We have a deal for both of you.
What if the heavens were ruled by the sea during the day, and hell at night, with Hera as both your queen?
Poseidon chuckles. Both of our queen? That would be priceless. But Hera can hear and see what's going on and won't stand for this as she warps down to be in front of them all. This will not pass! That's when Lennox's true plan is put into action as he grabs a candle off of Hades' head and he throws it to Wonder Woman as she takes Hermes' staff and she teleports away. Hera screams no as she teleports after Wonder Woman to find her in Olympus, and the candle of Hades jammed into her viewing device, which is in the ground, which is how she was watching all of the happenings in the mortal world.
You dare come to my house! I will destroy you! You already did, Hera, and I will spend my days making you regret it.
She then teleports back. Your whole thing was a plan to blind Hera? Poseidon asks. You'll fit in just fine, Amazon. And then he leaves. But as Hades is leaving, he has Zola's mother walk up from the grave and grab her attention. Then, Her mother grabs her and pulls her down to the underworld. You said I would have a queen, Wonder Woman, and I will hold you to that arrangement. While their plan worked, they lost Zola in the end. But Wonder Woman isn't going to lie down and let this pass. She has Hermes, Lennox, and the will to save the child of Zeus. Will this prophecy come to pass? Find out in 2 weeks. Give this video a like if you want more Wonder Woman stories. There is 6 total arcs to this thing that we're planning to bring to you guys, and I hope you enjoy. Let us know what you think of the entire project in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time right here at Comicstorian.